Apple CarPlay and Android Auto take certain apps from your phone and make them accessible from your vehicle's touchscreen. With your apps front and center, and many of them controllable by voice, you can stash your phone and just use your stereo for maps, music, phone calls, and more. I have to say, it's especially great having maps you can see easily when you're following a route. Now, floating screen in-dash receivers let you install a larger touchscreen in your car than you usually can in a traditional dash opening. The screen sits slightly above the dash to create the floating effect. And with all that extra screen real estate, you can see your phone apps and maps much more easily. But while screens have gotten bigger, not many of them offer upgraded screen resolution. Happily, we've gotten our hands on a new floating screen stereo from Pioneer DMH-WT6000NEX, and they decided to buck that trend. Let's check it out. The screen of the 6000NEX is, in a word, gorgeous. It measures 10.1 inches diagonally and features a 1280 by 720 panel. That's twice the pixels of most other car stereo screens. And in a screen this size, those pixels are welcome. The screen is simply sharper and brighter than lower resolution screens, and it doesn't make things look stretched out. Colors pop more, and text is so much easier to read. The screen's also big enough that Pioneer lets you use the wireless CarPlay or Android Auto in split screen mode if you want. And then you've got everything you need up there in one place without having to switch programs for certain things. You can rearrange the screen a number of ways, so you should be able to dial it in nicely to fit your style. It's really a fantastic use of screen real estate and resolution. Soon, Pioneer will release an app called PxLINK, which will work with the 6000NEX to give you some pretty fun features. The most interesting one is that it'll allow your phone to work as a second display, which in some cases can be useful. The app will also let you change the receiver's background, customize your shortcut key, use your phone as a remote for the receiver, and more. It'll also let you update the receiver over the air if new firmware becomes available. Now, we haven't been able to test it out just yet, but we're all for anything that makes a good receiver even better, especially if it's for free. This is an LED backlit screen, whereas most receivers offer simple LCDs. A backlit screen like this can show a greater dynamic range from light to dark, offers better contrast, and will generally be brighter than an LCD screen. This is also a capacitive screen, so you can swipe and do other touchscreen things the way you do them on your phone or tablet. And really, that's how the 6000NEX feels in use, like a tablet with a screen that's bright, sharp, and responsive. Now, it's the responsiveness that especially stands out right away. It's snappy, quickly going from screen to screen and task to task with no lag whatsoever. And the system boots up immediately and just gets to it. This snappiness is due to some serious computing power under the hood. The quad-core processor, running a 64-bit architecture, features the kind of computing and processing power you might find in a phone or tablet. And that's probably why it feels so similar in operation. There are even a couple of hard buttons on the top of the screen, like a tablet's volume controls. But here's where it gets really fun. Pioneer also gives you a pretty useful feature in the 6000NEX called the Luminous Bar. It's an animated strip at the top of the screen that can do a handful of different things depending on which mode you're in or which app you're using. For fun while you're parked, the bar can pulse along with your music, even syncing with just the bass if you want. The Luminous Bar can also help out with more important tasks, like confirming voice commands. It's especially useful for navigation, giving you another reminder of an upcoming turn. At a glance, you can see how close you are to an upcoming turn, whether that turn is left or right, and even what lane you should be in. It'll also help you with U-turns and let you know when you've arrived at your destination. With the Luminous Bar helping out, you might even find you can turn the navigation voice off altogether. Now let's back way up for just a moment. Crutchfield and Pioneer go back a long time, back to 1974, where our company was founded, in fact. We've happily sold Pioneer products ever since because they've always been on the cutting edge with new car audio innovations. And perhaps most importantly, because Pioneer has always emphasized sound quality. Now, sound quality. That's a sentiment near and dear to our nerdy hearts here at Crutchfield. We had an inkling that Pioneer had put some high-quality components inside the 6000NEX when we took it out of the box, because it felt heavier than expected. We soon found out the extra weight has a lot to do with the strong power supply Pioneer chose. That power supply uses noise filters and multiple capacitors to deliver power when it's needed most. Pioneer believes that the power supply is the most important part of the electronic design here, and its heft feels like a testament to that belief. The built-in amp that delivers that power provides an instant upgrade over most factory systems simply by upping the RMS, or continuous, power. From there, Pioneer gives you the tools you need to dial in the perfect sound. This includes digital time alignment, which adjusts the delay of the various speakers in order to land everything at the same time in your ears in the driver's seat. And that's pretty important. Think about it. In a car, you're sitting off to one side, with speakers in the front doors, speakers in the rear doors, and the left-right balance control on the radio only helps center the music so much. Time alignment takes it a step further, and the result is your various speakers and subs sound more like they're coming from up front where you are. Once that's set up the way you like it, you can tweak it to perfection using Pioneer's EQ. Pioneer also packed the 6000NEX with upgraded components, like a low-noise preamp section, a dual-core signal processor, and a high-quality digital-to-analog converter. What all this means is that the signal path is clean and noise is kept to a minimum, so there's nothing conspiring to rob you of pure musical enjoyment. Streaming music gets a boost from what Pioneer calls Advanced Sound Retriever. The idea is to digitally enhance compressed streaming music so it sounds more like it did before it was crunched into a streaming file. You can turn it on or off, so it's worth playing around with. And it can really make some songs sound noticeably better. You can also activate a feature which adjusts the music volume based on your vehicle's speed, rising and falling to overcome increases in engine and road noise as you speed up. Pioneer also gives you room to expand your audio system. A full complement of 5-volt preamp outputs lets you add external amplifiers to power your speakers and subs, and opens up the options for incredible sounding aftermarket speakers you can choose from. That high voltage preamp signal gives those amps a strong, clean signal to send to your speakers. Now, car dashes are getting complicated with all sorts of integrated systems intertwined. Fortunately, you won't have to give up your car's factory features when you install the 6000NEX, thanks to Pioneer's compatibility with adapter modules from Access and iDataLink. These modules translate data from your factory system to the new screen and to the buttons on your steering wheel, so your car will keep working like it did before, with climate controls, radio, and gauges completely intact. Now, however, you'll be able to see and interact with them on a much nicer screen. Floating screen receivers like this one are a great way to get a big screen in your dash. This type of design also allows for vertical and horizontal adjustments during installation, so you're not blocking controls or vents on your dash, letting these fit into more and more vehicles every day. So why choose this one? Well, it comes down to two main reasons. First, it's got by far the best screen we've seen. And second, it uses the best internal processor of anything similar for the price. It also makes excellent use of its big, sharp screen, and it never lags. Plus, you're getting excellent sound quality and room to expand your audio system. The DMH-WT6000NEX is an easy choice if it meets your needs and budget. When you enter your vehicle's year, make, and model in our online Find What Fits Your Vehicle tool, you can see if the stereo will fit in your car, plus see the installation accessories you'll need, find speakers that work in your car, and much more. And when you buy from us, you'll get 60-day returns and free lifetime tech support. So if you have any questions, give us a call or chat with us online. And thank you for watching.